We appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you.
If you can make sure you keep that mic in front of you at all times, we can make a good record and we'll all be able to hear.
Okay.
Where we run into trouble if people start kind of wandering, and I may remind you that.
Sounds
appreciate
good
you
to
being
me.
here. Counsel.
You can state and spell your name for the record.
Yeah, it's Kacee Tanner, Casey Tanner.
Sorry, obviously, we're dealing with a few people named Kacee here, so that's why I wanted to get the spelling of your name correctly.
Yep.
Did you know Kacee Terry?
Yes,
How did you know her?
I married her.
I'll start back further in time. You don't have to give me exact dates if you don't remember, but do you know about the year that you guys met, you and Kacee?
Maybe 2004, 5?
2004 or 5?
I think so. I think my son was like 1 or 2.
How did you meet Kacee?
Got out of the shower and she was standing in my front yard.
Probably a lot to that story. Did you guys hit it off pretty immediately, or what was your relationship like at the beginning?
Yeah, she was a cool lady. Yeah, we had fun and then hung out and then got married.
Do you remember what year you got married? The first time?
No.
Could you give me a ballpark, or you just don't have much of a memory?
We had ugly orange chairs for the wedding, so it was around Halloween or Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That was all I remember.
You don't remember the year, though? If you would have met her in 2004, 2005, does that help orient you in time, or you still not get over
Yeah,
it?
I still don't remember.
Did you remain married to Kacee?
Yes.
Did you ever divorce Kacee?
Yeah, we got divorced a couple of times.
Okay, I want to talk about the first divorce. Do you remember what year that may have been?
Nope.
Do you remember so you mentioned getting divorced a couple of times, so I'm assuming you got married a couple of times to Kacee.
Yes.
How many times total were you married to Kacee?
I got married I thought 3 times, but we only have 2 marriage certificates, so I guess it's only 2.
Okay. Do you remember when you married her the second time?
No.
Do you remember why you divorced the first time?
I was working in the oil field, and so I was gone an awful lot. And she just wanted somebody around, so I told her to go find a boyfriend or something, but she didn't want to do that because she had the church stuff in her head and whatever, so she said no, and then we ended up getting divorced. No real reason or fighting or anything like that.
Okay, you mentioned the church stuff. So, sorry, let me just make sure I'm understanding your testimony correctly. You were away at work a lot, and so you said, if you want, go get a boyfriend, if you want companionship.
Yes.
It sounds like she maybe had some block to that or some resistance to that because of religion.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was more of a joke with her, but she just wanted me home all the time. I says, you need to go find a boyfriend. And she says, well, I can't. I got to do the right thing. So I said, oh, okay.
Okay, so you ended up getting divorced.
We ended up getting divorced later on, yeah.
And then at some point in the timeline, you married her again.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Sorry, we're
again.
recording everything, and so I'll try to catch you if you say just to make sure that the answer is clear for the record.
Okay.
And you do not remember the year that you married her the second time either.
I do not.
And it sounds like there was a second divorce also. Is that fair?
Yes.
Do you remember why you got divorced the second time?
I think it was because I went to Idaho on our anniversary. And then I asked her that morning if she wanted to go. And my son wanted to go to Idaho to see his aunt. And I went down and she was getting ready. When I asked her if she wanted to go, and she said no. I said, okay, well, we're leaving. So me and my boy packed up, went to Idaho, came back, and then there was divorce papers when I got there.
Okay, so from your perspective, it seemed like she was upset that you went to Idaho.
Yeah, well, come to find out, it was on our anniversary that I went.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
know that.
So you screwed up.
Yeah,
with
well,
the
a little
anniversary.
bit. Come to find out, yeah.
You think that maybe, or you thought that maybe you had married her a third time, but you only have documentation of 2. Is that fair?
Yes,
Did you maintain a relationship with her after both divorces?
yes.
What was that like?
We'd still call each other or go hang out or do whatever.
Was it amicable?
What does that mean?
Did you divorce on bad terms? Was there a lot of fighting, or the periods
No.
where you wouldn't talk a lot or at all?
No, we never really fought.
Would you still consider her a friend after your divorces?
Yeah, I stayed friends with her her whole life.
Did Kacee ever tell you that she had cancer?
Yep, or yes.
Do you remember about what year that may have been?
I don't.
It's okay if you don't, okay. Did you believe her that she had cancer?
No.
Did you tell her that you did not believe her?
Yes.
How did she react to that?
She said she did. And I just told her there was nothing wrong with you. Start smiling and we'll go play.
Did she continue to talk to you about her cancer?
No. No.
Did you ever assist Kacee financially
Yes.
when you were married or even after the divorces?
Both.
What are some ways that you, or I guess in what ways did you assist her financially?
I put her on my bank accounts, and then when we got divorced, I'd still give her money for houses or food or cars or clothes or whatever she needed, whenever she'd call and say she needed anything.
Do you have a sense for how frequently she may have called you needing money for some reason or another?
I mean, sometimes it was just smoke, so it might be every other day. And then sometimes it would be $100 for clothes or something. So it depends on what she needed and how often it was.
Were you always willing to help her financially?
Yes.
You mentioned a car. Did you buy her a vehicle at some point?
Yes, I bought her one. We went down to Scipio and bought it. But then it was kind of a grandma-looking car, so she didn't like it, she said.
Do you
So-
remember what, sorry to interrupt you, do you remember what year that would have been?
No, it was just a few years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 2 or 3, I think. I don't remember.
Okay, so you bought a car in Scipio and sounds like she didn't like that one. What happened after that?
She said she had found another one, and so I said, okay, and I got the one that I had bought her, and I sold it to a friend of mine. And then she had found another one, and so I gave her money to go buy it.
Do you remember when that was?
No, I don't.
Do you remember relating to the time that she passed? Do you have any frame of reference as to when that car was, when you gave her money for that car?
I would think it was within the last year before she had passed away. Because I know we had put, I don't know if I had paid 6 months or a year's worth of insurance on the new red car that she had,
And the new red car is the
the second car.
second car after the one that she did not like from
Mhm.
Scipio. And you said that you paid for insurance for that car?
Yes.
Did you pay for any other things to do with the car?
Yeah, I had to put tires on it. And that was about it. Her grandpa, I guess, said he didn't like the way the tires looked. I guess he used to be a tire guy. And so she said, we need new tires. And so we did that.
Is that something you did with her physically, like you went and got the tires, or you sent her money?
No, I went to Walmart with her and got them.
You mentioned clothes, you might give her money for clothing.
Yeah, yes,
You mentioned food.
yes.
How frequently were you in communication with her, let's say in the months leading up to her death?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, just whenever she'd call or text.
Would it be like once a week, once a month, once every few months? Does that give you any kind of idea?
No, I mean, there was sometimes we'd talk 2-3 times a day. Sometimes it would be once every 2 weeks or something. Just whenever we decide to call or talk, or if I seen something funny, I might call or text her, or vice versa.
Were you aware of her having a surgery in the month before her death?
Her knee surgery?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, she told me about it. I went up and seen her after.
You went and visited her after her knee surgery?
Yes.
Did you know the condition of her other knee?
Yes, she was supposed to go get that one done after this one healed.
Do you remember how long before her death you physically saw her? It sounds like, well, I don't know. Was that when you went to visit her after her knee surgery, or did you see her physically after that?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Do you remember the last time you saw her, what her demeanor was like?
She was dying in a hospital bed.
Sorry, before that, before she was in the hospital, from the August 12th incident, when you saw her when she was healthy, what was she like?
We was just sitting, I think we was sitting up at her grandparents' house, and we was just chit-chatting out back, and she was a happy girl. She was excited that she got one of her knees done and was able to start walking up and down those stairs again.
During that last encounter before her death, did she tell you anything else about her future plans?
Yeah, she said she was gonna get her other knee done, then she was gonna go get a job. She already worked for her uncle, but she wanted to do something else, and she had to go up to Salt Lake every once in a while or something for work, so she was gonna try to find different stuff.
Did Kacee ever tell you that she was suicidal
No,
in all the time you knew her?
nope, never once.
All right, I can pass the witness.
Mr. Williams?
Good afternoon, Mr. Tanner.
Well, good afternoon.
Nice to see you. We've never met, right?
No,
My name's Scott Williams.
well, nice to meet you.
You did have Detective Barney and Special Agent Hales, the two sitting back there on that bench behind the prosecutors. Do you remember having a meeting with them?
Yes, they came down to my work down in Spanish Fork.
If I told you that was December 18th, 2024, would that be consistent?
I'm not sure when it was, but
That's what I just told you and asked if it might have been then.
yeah, I don't know.
Did you know it was recorded?
Did I know it was recorded?
Yeah.
No.
But they didn't tell you they were recording the interview they had with you on December 18th, 2024?
They may have. I just don't know if they did or didn't.
Fair enough. You didn't see a recorder, you didn't know. Well, the reason I'm asking is because I might ask you some questions about that, and there's a transcript and stuff, and it's not very fair to you if you've never been shown that and you don't remember what happened, what, a year and a half ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Fair enough. So let me just start without using that, though, and ask you a bit about Kacee.
Okay.
Now, Kacee, I think you have described her as a, in fairness, I don't want to be critical, but as a lie face, right?
She's lied, yeah.
She's a lot. That was kind of one thing about her is she could spin a yarn.
Sure.
Okay. And she could get things she wanted by doing that, right?
Well, she could ask and get anything she wanted.
From you.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but yeah, for me.
I mean, for instance, one time you guys got married because she wanted insurance, right?
Yeah, we've been married a couple of times. She needed insurance. I needed somebody home while I was out of town to take care of my son.
So you got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm
And
just
if that's
saying,
both of us, I think that's what marriage is for.
if she could get things from you by asking in your particular relationship, right?
Well, yeah, I got things from her by asking too, yeah.
Well, I get it. You guys had sometimes when you're together and sometimes when you weren't, it sounds like, right?
What do you mean?
Sometimes you're together and getting mutual benefit because you're in a relationship, right?
No, we always had mutual benefits.
Okay. You got married to get life insurance is the only point I was trying to make that happen, right?
I never had life insurance.
So you don't remember telling the police officers that she said, we need to get married because she needed insurance? Do you
She
remember that?
needed health insurance, not life insurance.
Oh, okay, I don't
Yeah.
remember if I said life insurance or just
You
insurance.
just said life insurance,
Yeah,
yeah.
all right. So she wanted insurance, and so you guys would get married so she could get insurance, right? Health insurance.
Yes, she needed health insurance, yes.
Now, she would tell you about her living in other places, right?
Like in different homes?
Yeah,
Yes.
with
yes,
other people.
Yeah, she lived in Orem with one of her girlfriends, and then Alpine, and then her grandparents, and then with Jim and Kylie, and then with me, and then with my mom. Yeah, she's moved a few different places.
Okay. When she talked about her family, she told you that she didn't like them, right?
She didn't like Kylie and Jim when they would do certain things. She didn't like her aunt and uncle if they did certain things. Me if I did certain things, or her friends if they did certain. So it depended on what was going on at that point in her life. Yeah.
I just want to address her family. I'm not trying to move you anywhere. All I have is your prior statement. Do you recall that you told the police at least that she hated living at her grandparents'?
Yeah, at times she hated living with her grandparents.
And that they fat shamed her. They shamed her about her weight.
Yes. Yep, she had told me that, yep.
And that they were mean to her. Right? Do you remember she told you that?
That her grandparents would be mean because
Yeah.
they'd fat shame her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said yes to it.
Okay, but just in general, for instance, when she told you she hated her sister Kylie, didn't she?
She said she's hated her sister Kylie multiple times, depending on if Kylie would not let her have something or not do something with her or not.
Well, one time when you were asked by the police, do you remember when they asked you if she and Kylie get along, and your answer was no, she hated Kylie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did tell me that.
You had talked about the fact that she had a drug addiction problem, right?
Pill addiction.
Pills that were drugs?
Pills, not drugs, but
Opiates, pain pills?
not heroin. I said pills.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think I said heroin, I was just trying to understand what information.
Okay, so drugs, I'm saying no. Pills, I'm saying yes, she's taking pills.
Specifically Xanax and opioids.
Oh, I'm not sure on which ones she took.
You remember talking to the police about the fact that the Xanax was the worst part of what she was addicted to?
I remember when she had taken some Xanax, she was all looped up one time, and that's probably the worst. If she would take it in pain pills, and she was just tired and mumbled.
You remember that you told the police at least about how she would manipulate so she could get more pills?
No, I don't remember that.
You remember saying that she was taking so many goddamn pills all day, she was dehydrated, and saying it was an easy way to make up another story to keep shit going? Remember saying that to the police?
I don't remember saying that.
You remember attaching that activity precisely to her desire to get sympathy,
She did like to get sympathy,
and that she was pretty good at it.
yeah.
She didn't fool you on the cancer thing, right?
No,
But you knew she was fooling other people, right?
yes.
At the end of the interview that you did with the police officers, do you remember telling them that they're gonna have a pretty tough job getting through all of her lies?
No, I don't remember saying that.
You remember them saying on December, whatever it said it was, December 18th, 2024, at the end of their interview with you, that she didn't deserve what she got? You remember that statement the police told you?
I'm probably sure I did say, I don't think anybody deserves to be murdered.
Yeah, this is the cops telling you that.
Oh, I don't
Remember that?
remember them saying that, no.
Thank you.
Redirect.
Just briefly. Mr. Williams asked you if you've characterized, you've called Kacee a liar before, right?
Yeah, whenever she's lied to me.
And we know, we've talked about a number of things that she's lied about. She lied about cancer, for instance.
Yes,
And you knew that? Is that right?
yes,
Did you still like her as a person, though?
oh yes, I love that lady.
What were some things that you loved about Kacee?
Objection beyond the scope.
It's my direct.
Direct isn't scope.
He asked him plenty about negative aspects of her character and if she's a liar.
It is beyond scope of cross, but I'll allow it.
What things did you love about Kacee?
I just always loved how she would smile and be happy and go out, and she was always able or willing to do anything I asked. If I said, you want to go to Texas, you want to go here, she'd always say, yes, let's go, unless she had something already planned. And she'd say, no, I got other things going. But she was always down to go play.
All right, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Williams? Sir, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you.
Can this witness be excused?
No
Yes.
objection.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
Thanks.